Hi everyone and welcome to my first dedicated Kindle book haul. As I mentioned in my previous video, which should be up by now, I was planning on putting that one up first, I am now splitting up my book hauls each month into a Kindle haul and a physical book haul. So ignore these here, these are left over from my physical book haul, which you can find links down below if you haven't watched that one yet. Just be warned, my physical book haul tend to be more unknown books that I get for review off Goodreads, giveaways or from publishers. So yeah. Meanwhile, my Kindle book haul, which I'm about to start in a moment, tends to be all quite well-known books, so a lot of the time I'm not going to tell you what they're about. You've probably heard about them a million times. Some of the time I'm very behind in even picking these books up. So I'll start off first as well with two Netgalley books that I got in the month of June, and they are Awake by Natasha Preston, and the second one is Confessions of a Queen Bee by Kristen McHugh. I think they are both being, yes, they're both being read in my July TBR, so in a couple of weeks time there'll be a wrap-up video with those in. Now down to the Kindle books I actually bought in the month of June, of which there is 20. Yes, 20. I need to learn to control myself a bit more. I only buy them when they're cheap, so it's not like I'm spending lots of money. The first book is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Now I'm sure you've all heard about this book, so I'm not going to say anything, I'm just behind on the bandwagon with this one. Number 2, Shadowhunters and Downworlders by Cassandra Clare, amongst a bunch of other authors. Over the last several months I've been slowly reading every single Cassandra Clare book, so this was just another one I needed to pick up to read. Number 3, The Shadowhunters Codex, again by Cassandra Clare. Same story as last time, one of the books I need to finish off by her. Then we have number 4, The Lost Herondale by Cassandra Clare. It's part of the Shadowhunter Academy, so again it was just another book of hers that I needed to pick up. Number 5, The Whitechapel Fiend, again part of the Shadowhunter Academy series, again by Cassandra Clare, blah blah blah. Number 6, Welcome to the Shadowhunter Academy. That's the first book in the same series that I've already been mentioning, again by Cassandra Clare. Number 7, The Evil We Love by Cassandra Clare, part of the Shadowhunter series, again blah 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 blah. Number 8, The Iron Trial, part of the Magisterium series by Cassandra Clare and Holly Black. Then number 9, I managed to pick up the first book in the Lux series, Obsidian by Jennifer L. Armentrout. I've never read anything by her, but I keep hearing a lot of mixed stuff about her books, and I just saw it really cheap. I think it was 99p or something like that, so I was like, bye. Then we have The Captain's Daughter by Leah Fleming. I don't actually remember much about that one. I think it was just a case of I saw it really cheap and was like, well, why wouldn't you buy that? Number 11, Before the Storm by Diane Chamberlain. I've read one book by her in the past, I can't for the life of me think what it is right now, but I enjoyed it. Something to do with silence. It's got the word silence in it. Breaking the Silence, that's it. It's just come to my head just like that. I read Breaking the Silence by her, must be a good year and a half ago, maybe a bit longer now. Absolutely loved it. And so since then, whenever I've seen one of her books really cheap on Amazon, I've just been like, yep, bye. Bye. Not actually read any more of them yet, but you know, I'll get round to them at some point. These can just all go in my massive TBR bucket, it's fine. Number 12, I managed to pick up the second book in the Lunar Chronicles, which is Scarlet, and that's by Marissa Mayer. I haven't actually read the first book yet, but you know, I don't think I've even bought the first book yet. I just buy books when I see the discount, and I'm like, yeah, I'll pick the others up as and when they also drop in price. It works out. It's a long, slow game, but I've got plenty to read in the meantime, so it works out. Then we've got number 13, Stone Mattress, which is 9 short stories by Margaret Atwood. Margaret Atwood is one of my favourite authors. The Handmaid's Tale specifically has always been a book that has been like very always in the back of my mind. I feel like for when it was written, it's crazy how accurate some of those things have actually turned out to be. Obviously not the main stuff, but like some of the other stuff. And I just think it's a work of art, and I think it's one of the best books seriously, that I've ever read. I highly recommend Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale. Go read it. At number 14, I've got The Last Summer of Us by Maggie Harcourt. I can't remember why I bought that one. Oops. At number 15, a book that no doubt many of you have heard of, The Queen of the Tearling by Erica Johansson. Obviously a lot of you have heard about that one, so I don't think I really need to say anything else. At number 16, The Bane Chronicles, again by Cassandra Clare, another book that I just needed to pick up of hers that I needed to read. At 17, The Journey by Josephine Cox. Now I've never read anything by this author, I just remember seeing it cheap and being like, yeah, bye. At number 18, On the Fence by Casey West. Or Cassie West. Probably Casey West, I'd have thought. I can't remember why I bought this book, I'm not gonna lie. Number 19, The Princess Bride by William Goldman. They're cheap. And 20, Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell. I've heard very, very, very mixed sort of things about this book. I've never actually read anything by David Mitchell, but I have bought a couple of his books now. I recently watched a video over on Mercy's channel, Mercy's Bookish Musings. I'll leave a link to her channel down below if I remember. About David Mitchell, and she did a whole author exploration thing on him, and I just thought it was fascinating. So I just keep acquiring all these books that I will eventually read by him. I think that he'll be right up my street. I hope he'll be right up my street as I keep buying these books, but yeah, it's just a case of I'll get to them eventually. I have heard it's a very difficult book to get through specifically, but I'm really excited to try it out sometime. So yeah, that also concludes my Kindle book haul for this month. That went a lot quicker and smoother and easier than I thought it was going to be. Obviously the editing process, showing in all those book images, all 22 of them, will be significantly slower. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my other book haul video if you've watched it, whether it's up your street or not. It might not be, in which case I won't take offence. Just stick with my Kindle book hauls in future if you don't want to see the lesser known books. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week with a tag or two, as I have been tagged in a couple of videos recently. I'm also not sure whether I'm doing top 5 Wednesday or not. I can't remember what the subject is, but otherwise it will definitely be a tag next week at the very least. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if you've read any of these books, if there's any you think that I should get to sooner, although they will be going in a TBR bucket, so I'm probably not going to be choosing what order I read these, if anything, but mention down below anyway if there's any that really stand out to you that I must pick up sooner rather than later. Subscribe if you haven't done already, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye!